Hey, good morning, free thinkers. Made a post a couple of weeks about the Daniel Petty trial, and I think the jury got it right. I am my condolence to the family that lost their son, but this is not a Daniel Petty fault. This is the system's fault. This is the system fault and the parent fault that didn't have this young man get the right treatment that he needed. But to blame this on the Marine who goes overseas to protect us was not the answer. And I'm glad the jury got it right. Um, again, my condolences to the family for losing their child. But, society has turned it into that even if you step out of the crowd and do something positive, you may pay with your own life for stepping out to helping someone else. I feel the government failed this young man. Um, to what we hear from the trial and from what the media is saying, he had some mental issue, which mean that they did not get him the help he needed. Um, I didn't hear them say he was living at home. I saw him say he was living in the streets. So to see the parents now show up and say they're going to sue because now money is involved. They want compensation for their son's death. But why didn't you get compensation for your son while he was living, right? Which is getting him help. And mental health is a big thing, okay? Um, while we talk about it in silence, we don't do nothing about it in public. We leave it up to the states, we leave it up to the government. But the failure should not be put on Daniel Penny um, for allegedly taking this young man's life. I think that the failure is the family, the system, and I know people are going to say, "Oh, but he lost his life, and somebody should be held accountable." His parents and the system. This Marine just stepped out on the train, which he was trained to do to protect and render assistance, and he's been charged. Now, he was being charged allegedly of doing this, killing this young man. And all the race baiters came out and wanted him charged. But these same race baiters, you don't see them when you have these black on black crimes or these gang violent crime. You don't see them, right? They're on MSNBC, and they're supposed to be pastors and reverends, and they're out there, talking different platforms, stuff that the Bible don't agree with, but they're out there doing something different. But I'm glad the jury got it right. And again, my condolence to the family who lost their child. But I don't think they should be having fall on Donald Penny to say he's responsible. The government, society, his parents is responsible. And thank you, everyone, and thank the jury for seeing it the right way, and let this man who served his country live a good life. Now, we could talk the about who should be compensated. Go after the government that failed just your son, sir. Go after the government that they didn't have a place for him to be, that they took the money that should have been used for your son to get mental health coverage and help to give to these migrant workers. They're almost 500,000 that they sent to New York City and put them up in shelters and put them up in hotels. That money could have been used to help your son, okay, to fix his mental health, not fix it, but help him cope with it. But we don't have those things in place for Americans in this country for some reason. So we rather spend the money and bringing in other people, and then we find somebody else to blame and say that's their fault. No, the fault is of the government that took the money to support the migrants, but not your son. Go after the government, don't go after the Marine. Thank you, free thinkers.